It is episode 149, Inane Blather.
True.
The cracker eating episode. I don't know if that's a euphemism.
You're going to remember this one. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Get ready for this. Danae is on one about the crackers.
Oh, man. What were you just saying? Honestly, I don't...
Okay,
we'll save it not for later. Thing, but I think...
No.
Yeah.
The only ones that are good are the Ritz ones.
Ooh, okay. We will save that for later. But it's episode 149 of Inane Blather. It's a podcast.
They're calling it 9/11, but good.
And also, we blather inanely. They also say...
This is absolutely lit.
They say a lot of things. Who they are, we have yet to determine. Outside of Inane Blather, the
Inane Blather
followers,
Inane Blather to you,
the listeners, the devoted, the members of the tribe, the community, is the nice way to put it. The devoted, loyal fan base of
headstrong, stubborn, quibbling, self-centered, vindictive, obnoxious, hormonal, sexually preoccupied, evil, thieving, cross-dressing jerks.
So
exactly.
It's funny. Right before, I don't know. It's like number one, we don't do this kind of energized reboot on episode 150. No. It just kind of comes out of nowhere. It's episode 149. Who fucking cares?
Oh, yeah. I was like, what? It's episode 150?
No, we don't do that. But also, before the show, you're saying, we're going to get back to our roots. Talk about random stuff. Blather. Talk about the New York Post. And you know what? I had... I think, was it the last episode? Maybe the episode before? I think it was the last episode. Danae had mentioned my my notes, whether that was even a real thing that I did. And it was, but I just haven't really used them in the way that I used to. And I started a new note thing. I think, number one, I just need to start smoking some weed, which I did every once in a while. But yeah, so I have a new note thing. And already I was like, what? I just have a note that says, gorilla children are gorildren. And
not all of them are keepers.
I don't know where. And another one that says fried pennies. I don't know where that's going. But also, let's see. I came across this. It's funny because after a couple of layers of like anti-Gaza, like kind of like pro-Israeli Hasbara bullshit, came across this story, but it's still hilarious just from reading the headline on its own. I thought was hilarious. Yahoo News. This is from years ago. Owner of Cairo store named Hitler says he didn't intend to offend anyone. And I just thought that it's like an Onion headline. And it's like, and to purposefully drive the point home, the store sign comes complete with a swastika. Let's see. He told Gulf News he did not intend to offend anyone and that, quote, the name and the emblem drew my admiration, so I decided to put them up in the front of my store. The matter does not deserve all this fuss. It's just a name. Why are people so angry? I have nothing to do with politics, end quote. And it was just like, wow. There is the extreme version of like, I'm apolitical, but, and it's like,
I
a guy with
actually have something.
Okay. Go for it.
No, to add to that, that's really interesting because in Trevor Noah's autobiography, Born a Crime, where he talks about
Never heard
growing
of
up
him.
in South Africa and saying how people would pick Western, names for their children because of global power and all this kind of stuff. And they would, there was a name that's like in a bunch of history books, that there's like a name and it's Hitler. And it is. And
Times
he
Person of the
talks
Year.
about him and his crew. Yes. Him and his crew, Trevor Noah, they were like performing at a school. Like, I forget what they were doing, but it was like at a Jewish school, and one of these kids' name was Adolf. And so they're all like hyping up their crew in like this performance at a Jewish school, like, go Adolf, go Adolf. And everyone's just like really like it was just yeah. So I think that's
inclusive.
probably I don't know if that's translated or if that guy's speaking English saying that. You said it's in Cairo. Or it's like could be one of those things where
No, it's just
like you don't
straight up,
really
like-
know.
Yeah,
Like if
I
you
like
saw
it.
you saw this
Yeah.
name that was popular and you're trying to like assimilate or whatever that culture or something, but you don't speak the language, so like all of this stuff, it just looks like a leader. He's like a leader. Maybe if you don't ever see him at Auschwitz, he's not there doing those things. So it's like, what do you know about? Maybe he's the one stopping that or whatever.
yeah.
If you don't,
Western history books aren't everything, We got our own shit to worry
there's
about.
a lot of other people on the planet that are like, what? Part of World War II, it affected a lot of the world, but not the whole thing. Not
Including
every single
Africa.
person was affected. I mean, a lot of Northern Africa and stuff, there was like Italy was going to Ethiopia and whatever, doing bullshit like that. And like, obviously South Africa has been colonized and stuff, and a lot of it has, but they're not getting like all these history lessons all the time, and colonized people necessarily, unless they're in camps, which, but I think it's just an interesting thing.
Interesting. Let's put all these people in camps to teach them about what the Nazis did.
Oh my god.
There we go. Yeah. Washington Post.
So there's other places where it's like, I really don't know. It's like Hitler, some people liked him or some people didn't. If you don't know shit about it, how would you know shit about it? It's like not a given because you're alive today. There's a lot of people that don't know a lot of things, but that is hilarious. It's like,
I just love the
with a
headline.
swastika.
Said that he didn't mean to offend anyone. Then he says, I'm not political at all. Straight up named the store
With a
just
swastika.
Hitler. And he
that's
changed
actually-
it after backlash and stuff. He's like, oh,
I'm sure if you
okay,
found
fine.
out what that's all about. or
Fine,
whatever, but
PC police. I guess we'll change it back
like a
to
very
Aeropostale.
Very specific demographic coming in to shop there.
Yeah, it's on it says it's a very fashionable street.
Though Cairo is like pretty
Shawarby Street.
involved in a lot of stuff, so I'm giving him a lot of credit. Or it was just interesting that I remember that from Trevor Noah's book about Hitler and the name Adolf in particular and all that kind of stuff. But that's funny because getting back to our roots, what? Because that's what Inane Blather is about. It's about complaining. That's what I need. That outlet, the manifesto of petty grievances, it's just that's just what you want to do, and just like make fun of people, and things,
I
and
thought
just
it
kind of
was
like
more
have an
like-
outlet.
Creativity to me is just like it's like a bird, like a friend.
Yeah, we don't have to do the whole thing.
But
Thank you.
Umberto and I have been watching 30 Rock, and that just passed. But so New York Post. Anyways, back to it. Just to just be like dumb and make fun of stupid bullshit, and it's serious bullshit and stuff, and just complain. It's really a nice outlet.
Well, it goes.
And I don't want. It's not so much complaining about Gaza as like complaints as it is just like horrifying. So let's let's make fun of and dunk on and complain about more fun things. Like I was saying, the New York Post. Speaking of headlines, that's why it just made me. It would like brought me home. Like right before we started this, I was like, yeah, let's get back to our basics. Pull up the New York Post, and it just made me like, oh, you're always here for me. U.S.
Well,
News.
small talk
This is
is
the
real.
front page yeah. How's the weather?
Talk
but not
about
yet.
the weather.
The front page of the New York Post is like U.S. News. Married MTA bus union rep having affair with driver while wife assigned to same depot. That's their
Oh my God.
U.S. News
This just in.
exclusive. Yeah, it just really. And then below that, smaller.
This is
the Epstein
Zoran
files.
Mamdani's
Yeah.
New York City.
No, the Epstein files is below that and kind of like less, like.
Yeah. They'll do anything
So-
to distract from the Epstein files. It's like,
Yeah,
but did you hear about
truly.
the bus driver affair? Oh man, I could not believe it. Yeah.
Almost
MTA
as
on the
juicy as
same-
a Coldplay one.
Same depot,
Right.
and it's like, it just, okay, and then it's like a picture of the guy and then like a little, caption under the picture. It's just the Fresh Pond Depot and then a picture of like the guy's face. But a steamy love triangle has erupted involving MTA workers assigned to the same Queens bus depot, giving new meaning to driving the bus.
What? What?
Oh my God!
What
Thank
was the
God for
first
New York
meaning?
Post. Someone's driving the bus, if you know what I mean. Like, I
No,
guess.
I don't know.
I
what
guess
you
maybe
mean.
I-
Driving the bus.
Yeah, maybe heard that, but yeah. So that's funny. Just funny. It just was just funny.
Delightful.
funny.
To me. Yeah. Your wiener. So actually, speaking of how is the weather, we're bracing over here for a storm. Tomorrow it's supposed to be like 25, 30 mile an hour winds, like an inch and a half of rain. It's like maybe it's going to snow up at like elevations of 8,500 feet and higher. So like, Mount Rainier is going to get some snow and whatever. It's going to pour rain. It's going to be like, it's the fall, I guess, because it's, mid-August.
Yeah, it's
So-
fall in the Pacific Northwest.
And earlier this week, it was like 85 degrees on Tuesday. It was so,
Hot.
that's what we're actually recording this
Yeah, it was
episode a little bit
100 here.
later. Because Monday, I was like, I just can't. Like, it's too hot upstairs to sit up there for like 2 hours, especially with my headphones on and all that kind of stuff. It was like, no. And now, today, it was maybe like 70 degrees, and it was like cloudy and rainy, and it's been all over the place.
Oh yeah,
So,
it's gonna be a wet one. Yeah, it might
Oh,
even
yeah.
rain over here. Yeah, it was 100 plus over where we were. Well,
Everybody's telling us to stop doing
Wait.
what we're trying to do.
go for it.
the exclusive on the Epstein files.
Mm-hmm.
The exclusive is the notorious Palm Beach mansion Jeffrey Epstein bought for $2.5 million, transformed into $60 million estate. And it's like, ew. What are you guys talking about? The mansion that he had like gross sex parties in is being, that's the Epstein files, is a house he sold or whatever. It just is like a funny thing. Like, they're just so salacious and so,
Yeah.
it's so fucking meaningless. It's
Yeah.
like, that's what you're going to report on the, this is the
Lifestyles of the
Epstein
rich
files
and famous.
Yes, on the front of U.S. News, this is like a pedophile ring that we're talking about involving the current president
Yeah.
of the United States. And that's what it's like of the, like the little shot is
They're
like,
like, but
of
also,
the construction
it does
going on.
involve New York real estate. So
Palm Beach?
and no, but I mean, he was also had his
Oh.
penthouse. He had his then Palm Beach, and I'm sure that they'll have an expose on the what the eventual renovation of the island will bring about.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like it's sold for
God.
a steal, only 17 million or whatever. It's like someone could really turn it
God.
around, but
Oh my God, that's so disgusting.
well, the weather is one thing. I was really looking forward to talking to you guys today all day. It's a very strange day. I'll say, my wonderful, beautiful, supportive, incredible girlfriend will disagree with me
Shout out.
when I say that I'm a fucking idiotic moron. But
Well, she sounds stupid then. Because we all know that's true.
yeah, because she stands alone.
Just kidding, Amanda.
In saying everybody makes mistakes. You're not a moron, Doug. You're not an idiot. It happens. But I forgot to set the parking brake on my car. Didn't leave it in gear. And it rolled away last night and directly into a building.
Did it get damaged?
A little bit. And the building did. And that's what I was dealing with this morning. Because last night it was so funny. It was just I heard this noise. I was like, what was that? And Sophia was like, I think it was on the TV. I was like, are you sure? I don't know. And I just kind of looked outside. I was like, I don't know what it was. And then this morning I go down to work and I look, I was like, why is my car on the camera right now? And I was like, oh my God. It just rolled away. And I went inside. I was like, I can't believe that I did that. I just didn't set the parking brake. And it rolled down this tiny little incline. Mm-hmm. It's all it took. So it has a little dents on the front. I popped the little piece of plastic thing back in the front on my poor baby.
Aww.
And besides that, I mean, who cares? There's this big ass dent in the metal building. Oh God. But I've been thinking about it all day. It was funny. I had to call the owner of the facility and tell him that some moron ran into the building. And he was like, what? What happened? What do you mean? I was like, well, it was me. So we don't have to look on the cameras or figure out who it was. Don't worry about it. So at least we got that going for us. So he says, okay, well, we already have some material left over from the last person that ran a car into the building. So, but
Well, at least
still.
it's not the first time it's happened.
Oh,
Well,
last time was
I know
something
who-
else.
I know who I'm not going to go to when I make a mistake, because Doug will be like, you're so fucking stupid. How could you do that? How
No,
could
I
you?
wouldn't do that
You
to
crashed
someone
your
else.
car? What a fucking idiot.
It's only
Exactly.
in self-deprecation. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean,
so-
not to your face.
So-
No.
Don't do that. Yeah. 'Cause that's not helpful. Because it is just like a silly little thing. Stuff happens.
Oh,
You know,
well, I
that
mean,
sucks though. That
silly
feeling.
little thing. I mean, it's thousands of dollars. So it's the way that it goes. Silly little things.
But-
See, we live in a capitalist society. What would happen if I didn't have thousands of dollars in my bank account right now? Then I would be filing a claim with my insurance, and then my insurance rates go up. If it didn't happen to be the place where I already work and already know the guy who owns the building and all this stuff, from when, it's just a little mistake. It happens. No, if it was anyone else, it wouldn't be like that.
But isn't there like business insurance that covers that kind of thing?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's
Like if it was a stranger that did that and your boss never was able to figure out who it was, his business insurance would cover it.
yeah, if you didn't figure out who it was, I guess. But
they have cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have, like,
that's why we have
codes and all that kind of
cameras and
crap.
yeah. And that's
I'm just
if
saying
they've exhausted all those
hypothetically.
things. If the insurance, I
agree with Danae.
I doubt that
But
the
it's like,
insurance
oh.
would cover it. That's dealing
feel
with
like it's
insurance
a-
companies.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true, but I'm also just like, it's the risks of owning a business.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Happens.
that's what I think too. Yeah,
I just saw this like TikTok of this woman. She like went to a cafe with her like 3-year-old and her mom or something, and it was like a nice cafe that had this like really, really. It was like a 600-pound like stone table or something, and it was like a coffee table, and I guess her 3-year-old managed to push it over or something. Because it was like tall instead of like short and wide.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, it breaks. And luckily there was no one like close enough to it to like be under this 600-pound granite table or whatever. Anyway, this woman was just talking about how the owner was like, you can't leave there without leaving your credit card information and your driver's license and and doesn't ask how like if her daughter's okay or
jeez, yeah,
like
just wants it paid for.
and like the comment section is just like, dude, that's literally what insurance is for. Like, also sue, because that thing should have been like in the ground, like it shouldn't have been able to be knocked over. Someone could have died.
That's a really common refrain though, just saying, well, that's what insurance is for. It's never that easy. I mean, anyone who says that hasn't dealt with insurance. That's not the way that it goes.
Doesn't mean that it's wrong, because that is what fucking insurance is fucking for. Because
but it's
that's
not
what I mean.
reality.
That is what because you pay and 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 then you pay and you pay and you pay and you pay and then finally, after you pay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, thousands of dollars, you try to do something while other people have been paying and 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 not making claims, and they're just making these huge profits. Then when it finally comes time to just pay out because there's damage done and you have fucking insurance, they're like, well, actually, let's like look through this more carefully. We'll take your money every month for the absolute doing literally nothing besides totally 100% just peace of mind, sort of. You know, it's like you're not doing anything. You're not actually doing anything at all for me right now.
Except holding money. They just hold
working,
money.
So-
in your bank account as part of your profits. Yeah.
So insurance is a cult?
Let alone your deductible, etc. It's like, well, you already have a $4,000 deductible. I mean, it just happened my girlfriend that I mentioned earlier. She owns a business, and someone shot out the front window of their door. They have insurance. They don't know who did it, but it's under the deductible. That comes out of their pocket. Doesn't matter that they have insurance. They have to pay, $1,000+ for that just out of your pocket. You just have to pay it. Otherwise, you don't have a door. It's like, well, that's what insurance is for. Well, that's the way it goes.
That's like, if your business revenue is under a certain amount, you shouldn't have to pay a deductible at all for it. It's like those costs could be subsidized by if you have a private insurance industry or whatever you need. It's like companies would fill the gaps by them paying more, like Amazon or whatever, paying way more for insurance.
You would think,
than other people, because small businesses, because that is true, I'm talking small businesses. When you're talking like 2-3 people or whatever, like really little things, margins are pretty thin, and you're really not making a lot of money. And I definitely believe.
And so much of their money already goes to pay for insurance.
I'm like, you shouldn't even have to pay for any taxes or anything like that. You only got a few employees. I'm like, no B&O tax for you. Like, none of that. That's not what you guys are here for. You're like helping your community. You're a tiny little based in your community. You have 3 employees or whatever. It's like, what could you possibly be doing besides being very local? It's that is it, because that is what insurance is for.
So you're
don't even get me
practically,
started on
in
the
all
insurance.
practicality, you're operating as a non-profit. It's like it
Yeah, you're paying your employees, and that's about it.
Yeah, you just happen to be paying yourself as well. I mean, you might as well be an employee, but I mean, the way that it goes is that there's so many people that take that much further and that get their business that doesn't have the razor thin profit margin that 90% of the other small businesses do, and they will take complete and total advantage of that. But I don't know.
Yeah.
That's then you have
That's true.
Yeah, then you have a hedge fund manager not paying any taxes, or an insurance company that is one guy, because
that's
he
why
has
it
a
has
bunch
to
of
be
money.
with a certain revenue or whatever. That's what it can be based on employee size and like the revenue. That's what here in Seattle. There's like a thing going to the ballot in November, the Shield initiative, that will change the B&O tax to the threshold being a lot higher. So if you
Yes,
only have a
on
revenue
revenues.
it's $100,000. That's where they start taxing it now. They're moving it up to $2 million, and it stays the same. That $2 million is taxed at the same rate or whatever. But then there's an additional tax after that for everything over that. And so like most of the small businesses are going to see a big relief from this, and because we have some pretty big businesses here in Seattle,
exactly.
They're projected to
Microsoft,
to
Amazon,
still bring in like $80 million for it's supposed to be,
because they can graduate it above that.
Yeah, it was supposed to be for shielding Seattle from like the Trump administration, like cuts to SNAP benefits or housing vouchers or stuff like that, like kind of put aside for social services. But
we'll
the
see
city
how
council
that works.
put on a bunch of amendments to it, and it's like 60 million of that 80 million is going towards the budget deficit in Seattle, which is such.
You just get to
they're
rate
so
it
fucking
for whatever
willing
they want.
They do. They raid the progressive tax revenue streams for their stupid bullshit that doesn't work. It's so fucking annoying. And the progressive tax revenue, it's really popular too. People want it because they want it to go to those things that get to the root of problems. And the Seattle City Council keeps having to, budget deficits because they keep wanting to hire more cops and put up stupid cameras and cut down graffiti and all this kind of bullshit. And so, but anyways,
I
but
was
that means $20 million is still going to social services. So that's and it's cool. It's going to the ballot. The council passed it 9-0. So
imagine that
with those
same
amendments,
amount going to the city. So quote unquote, and they actually like defunded the police, quote unquote. It's like, damn, that'd be amazing. But yeah, I think it's just funny because it's like, I swear I've had that in my old like insanity inducing notes for Inane Blather, or I've thought about it. I know I just have a distinct memory of going around like on my rounds at work and thinking of exactly that for corporate tax rates and how it should be on revenue at astronomical levels, right? Where it's like, because people are like, well, this is all about profits and blah, blah, blah. And people try to like give you this Econ 101 schooling bullshit. It just, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
But it's like.
But also like they're always like findangling a way to make sure their profit margins are
it's like
staying underneath tax, whatever.
I don't care if you're, you're just, you keep all of these constant capital expenditures so that you're paying fewer taxes and stuff like that. Meanwhile, Walmart, you're buying property, you're renovating stores, you're buying like a massive like inventory at certain times a year, yada yada yada, all to stay in certain thresholds and stuff like that. It's like, no, like, I don't care if you're losing money, Amazon or Netflix,
which you're not. Yeah.
No, I mean like profit-wise, which sometimes they can. And do like
you can't
if
still
you're
be making a
losing
profit
money,
and losing money.
Oh, well, I mean,
If you're making a
Well,
profit,
that's what
you're not
he's
losing
saying.
money.
no, I mean, no, I'm saying losing money, making no profit. Even if you're losing money, like you've got like these revenues. It's like so you have to, you have to like literally be losing money to like get out of this. Like Amazon borrowing all this money and stuff like that. Amazon doesn't turn a profit for its first 10 fucking years. Like that doesn't make any sense. You know? That's why it is the gigantic monopolistic corporation that it is today, because it was able to undercut, you know, all of its competition, push people out of the way, and then just cement itself in place and just pay whatever it wants, set the prices what it wants, and it can pay no taxes because they were making no money or whatever. It's like you had massive revenues though. It's like, and if Jeff Bezos is a billionaire, even though he had an income of like $80,000 a year or something like that, so he's paying like no income tax practically. It's like, no, but he's a billionaire because of all these revenues, because of stocks, because of all this stuff. It's like, it's all doable. Like the tax code is already like crazy. Like, the tax code is already complicated. Don't act like this is too hard for the IRS to figure out. Like, I mean, this isn't going to affect us, you know, doing our fucking taxes with TurboTax or something like that. It's not going to affect Intuit, you know, the people that are lobbying the government to keep their tax software relevant. That's for sure. Like, it'll be fine for us, but for these to just have cutoffs where, you know, if you're making over $50 million in revenue,
or
you
if
start
you're even like in an individual level, if your net worth is north of whatever six-figure number you want to say. Like, just like, even if all it is like you own stock, like, you should be taxed on that, even if you're not selling it.
It's a wealth tax. Yeah, that's Elizabeth Warren
100%.
had that proposal and still does talk about it. And I think even Bernie Sanders started talking about it more too. And that's the thing. Like, it seems so, I mean, almost intuitive. Like, you'd say, it's like, yeah, well, they own all this stuff. Like, you get taxed on it. People would say, well, they've already been taxed on something before, or yada, 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 or that's too complicated, or they haven't been spent.
You have to contribute.
It's like, I don't care.
You
Like,
ever heard of property fucking taxes? You
care.
think you pay those one time in your life?
Yeah,
idiots!
true.
I've already been taxed on that before. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. Immediately. It's like, yeah, you're holding on to something. You can just keep getting taxed on it. And if you don't
it goes
like
up
it,
the higher
then
it
get rid
is
of
worth,
it.
you know? That's what, something about Seattle too that we've been talking about is we don't have very high property taxes. Someone was saying move from Texas, and he's like, the home values might be higher, but honestly, I come away with more money in my pocket living in Seattle as far as property taxes go than living in Texas.
Yeah.
And that's something that one of the people who are running for city council, she's gonna fucking win up against Sarah Nelson. She has like, man, the Seattle election just keeps getting better and better. It was like 60% vote for the democracy vouchers, 51% of the vote, Katie Wilson, because of the democracy voucher program, where it's like literally in action exactly what we're fucking talking about. Dion Foster against Sarah
Democracy
Nelson.
simply
she has
does
like
work.
It does if you get some of this money out of it. Anyways, Dion Foster talking about wealth tax, a wealth tax, a mansion tax on some of those, because some of that. It's like you'd think that we would have a lot more tax revenue here, property tax revenue, because all these homes are worth $900,000, but we don't really, because it's set up for, I mean, you know, it's like because Microsoft is here and Amazon is here and all these guys don't want to pay fucking property taxes because they are skyrocketing the cost of property, and they're rich people that don't want to pay taxes. So
exactly. And
it is cool to see some of these other ones.
The response of it's like, well, I mean, the rich people already pay 80% of all the taxes. It's like, yeah. Good.
And they have 99% of the money.
They have more all the wealth. It's like, okay, they can contribute even more. I mean, you talk about what's fair. We differ on what we think is fair. It's like the numbers aren't in dispute here. Like the rich, the wealthy own the vast majority of everything. That's it. Like the wealth disparity is far and away worse now than it was in the Gilded Age. It's worse than before the crash of 1929. Like, it's worse now than it's ever been. Like, that's why, and it's horrifically bad in large cities and where we have housing crises and stuff like that. And it's like, you can see it. I mean, Natalie, like you said, gosh, I mean, if there isn't like a visceral, obvious explainer to people, especially some of these libs that just still don't get it. There are more homeless people in Seattle than there are in New York City. Right? Yeah. There are more people on the street in Seattle than in New York City. And
we are 1/10 of the size of New York City. Like, yeah, 800,000, it's like pretty apt sort of comparison. And there's another example that's kind of come up. Oh, God. Okay. New York City, 8 million people.
It's because housing and wealth disparity.
Yeah, Seattle, 800,000 people. So then what's interesting, there's like 10,000, unsheltered people in Seattle every single night. It's crazy numbers. It's really, really awful and sad. Washington, D.C., it's pretty much the same size as Seattle. It's 700,000 people. Has a pretty high cost of living, I think, as far as I know. And there's been all this talk about homeless people because Trump is like going in there, just like sweeping camps, whatever they're doing over there. It's
right
like
now
horrible. They only have, this is still off, obviously, just it's all relative. They only have 800 unsheltered people, like in Washington, D.C., like a night. Like there's 10,000 in Seattle. And
they're all like the classic, like dirty suits with a martini glass, like they're all former lobbyists,
Yeah, so it's like not even that sad. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No,
it's like the Louis C.K. Was that Louis C.K. where it's like, where it's like the public park sign where it's like no drinking and it's the circle with a line through it, but it's a martini glass. He's like, who's that for? Yeah, who's drinking that in the park? It should be like a paper bag, or something.
But it's like a lot of things could be in a paper bag. You only put alcohol in a martini glass. But,
yeah, sure.
It just was interesting thinking about like how can we be doing it so fucking wrong over here that it's such an obvious example. Washington, D.C., they're the same size as we are, and they have, like, again, like 1/10 of the homeless, like, unsheltered homeless people that we do. And I know it's expensive over there. Washington, D.C., all people that work in government and stuff, that's, like, good-paying jobs. That's, like, what it is over there. There's a lot of high-paying jobs. But it's But whatever, maybe because it's not corporate as much. You know what? You know what?
Because it
is that
federal.
probably.
You know what? Because there aren't a bunch of corporations there. It isn't overrun by capitalism because it's all federal land. Wow.
Not for long. Yeah, as Trump comes in and like puts up hotels or whatever he's going to do. With
people have to flush their toilet 15 times.
Over there. And so everyone's just, you know.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's...
So thoughtful.
That's interesting.
So thoughtful.
I think we just broke the case, guys. Capitalism's bad.
Oh, that's what I was looking for. Wow.
Now
My
that's
mind
the
is
first
blown.
goddamn
Thank you
thing
so
you've
much,
ever
y'all.
said that made one piece of fucking sense.
You know what? And you know what? Another thing about capitalism that we were talking about earlier was... Okay, we're talking about, you know, we're human beings here. The three of us, we're a great example. We love each other.
I swear we are.
You know, yes. Danae, shut
I'm
the-
definitely human.
No. Yeah, me too. I'm not an alien, and if you think I am, you're
I'm
crazy.
I'm nothing like Ted Cruz.
Yeah. So
I swear
don't
to
even say that.
God.
I was born of
So-
a human woman.
As we all say commonly, I was born of a human woman on the day of my birth. That's the song that I sing. So
And as I say
I
commonly,
would be
Shut the hell up, bitch.
I'm a human.
also
That's
on
all
my
I'll
birthday.
say.
That's what people say to me. Yeah. I would be so devastated if something happened to Danae. Like, I've known her so many years. I would say, I hope anyways, close friends. You know, we went to school together in high school and college. We were
Where's this
roommates.
going?
You know, have known each other a
were
really long
roommates.
time now. We're talking
I'm
That's
pretty
true.
sure we
20
went to the
years.
same elementary school, if I'm remembering correctly.
That's what I was just trying to think. Well, at least the same junior high for sure.
Because
So-
Scooby, right?
I mean, yeah, and like,
You
yeah.
want me to beep that out? Or?
all right. So there we go. Yeah, looking it up. Yeah, all of our fans. But no, but so what I was just thinking today was like,
Yeah, anyone on the internet is like, where's that?
yeah, I don't know. Good luck. But so known each other a long time, and if I would like need some time, if something happened to Danae, and unfortunately, you know, we're saying the worst that would happen is, you know, someone leaves for good from your life, in a physical way. I don't want to put the words out there, you know. She dies, guys. If Danae died, okay?
Jeez.
God, make me say it.
God.
No. So in a spiritual, emotional way, no. It would be awful. I'd be so
To leave the
it would be
physical
just-
realm.
It'd be devastating. And
Sure.
thinking about, you can use your bereavement leave from work for immediate members of your family only. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of society have we set up that I couldn't take a day to grieve when I get the news that would just like, it'd be like a gut punch, you know, beyond. You'd be like, I can't think about it. Do I have to do this? If I'm not doing heart surgery, yeah, I gotta go home. Like, I can't be here.
I mean, even if you
You
are
know?
doing heart surgery, you should probably take the day off.
Yeah, it's like you get some devastating news to be like, I literally can't focus. You know, and how you would have to use like your PTO to grieve
If you
the
have
death
it.
of a loved
Yeah.
one. Yeah, is just what a tiny little example that is so like, what are we doing, guys?
Yeah.
What is this?
Like,
It's like, I mean, I used up
Are-
all my PTO because
Wait.
my house burned down.
that sucks, dude. Also, like, if you think about it,
the name of a book or something.
It was right after my year change too. I get it June 6th is when my turnaround is, and then my house burned down June 11th, and it was like, you know, I was like, I gotta take some time off, and then and
For my
I
birthday,
took some
which is-
time off,
yeah.
and then like took extra time off like each weekend after that and stuff, and it was like, by the time it got to holiday times, I was like, oh, I don't have like any time off. Whoops,
Gonna
I have
have to
one
just
day
take
left.
time off without getting
So,
paid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
'cause my
They
house
let you do
burned
that?
down. Yeah.
Yeah, I just had to schedule accordingly.
And it's if you think about how much our media just like propagandas like every single like procedural cop drama you can think of, someone important dies and they immediately go back to work and people are like, you should take the time.
Yeah.
And the person's like,
This is too
no, I
important."
can't. I need the distraction. And it's
Yeah.
and it's like
Kind of-
what?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
in
Don't you
every
want to
piece
be
of
with your
like
family?
You?
yeah, it's like in every piece of film and like TV everywhere. It's like
This is propaganda.
anti-grief.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I don't know. It's so funny. I never really thought about it before. But
Capitalist
it's
propaganda.
honestly comical because it's like,
Wow.
Because it's one thing to need like a distraction throughout the day or to want to think about something else, you know, like, I mean, you'd like
Yeah.
feel really like drowning and stuff, but that probably means like, you know, do something around my house, go have lunch, go see a friend or something like that, go for a walk, go do my groceries or something just like I need to do something, but I don't need to go like, what am I doing like at a jobs report when I'm sitting here thinking about my mom who just died
I
3
need to
days
do
ago
my
or something? Like,
KPIs.
yeah, it's like it feels like that's not what you're wanting. You're probably wanting community in some way, you know, and just like I think that's like kind of a I don't know what our white culture, you know, that's like very like all right, tone it down, you know. Grief is not, you know, some other
Yeah.
cultures they're like
God
when
forbid
they
you just rot in bed.
like wailing, crying, like it's a part of like really expressing your grief in a way that's like I don't know, like puritanical stuff is like all right,
Yeah.
Midwestern.
you know, like you can cry and that's the only time sort of, and you're not going to just like lose your shit. That's kind of like people really uncomfortable with it, but the feelings are the same across cultures. I think is the, you know, the feeling of loss is so, I mean, it drop you to your knees, you know, if you let yourself, then it's just, and in America, it really feels like, yeah, like just focus on work and you'll just get past it and you just never get to, in that way that, I mean, like experience that. You don't get to like go through your grief to a degree that you would be able to otherwise and be a whole person, like a
Yeah.
more, or like more depth or whatever to who you are. And you can really meet people where they're at when they're kind of grieving too.
It was just
and, you know,
a thing
like really,
that happened.
yeah, and you just got through it, and it's like, you know, let it profoundly change you. These are big deals, guys. You know, that's what matters in life. You know, those
Yeah.
relationships
Can be a part
that
of
make
your
you-
life
yeah.
instead of something that happened to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's also like that reflective of the culture in that like people usually have like a certain amount of time that it's kind of acceptable to be like really devastated about.
You get 3 days bereavement leave if your mom dies. That's like
Yeah,
a common
loss like
practice
that.
for, it's like your husband dies and you're gonna be like, I guess I'll go back. It's okay. It's Monday. I got to be back to work on Thursday or Friday, or do I have to come in next Monday? Be like, oh yeah, my husband's dead. So that's, I guess I'll just go answer the phone at work or something. You know, like, what are you, I mean, some people, it's like a day or whatever, depending on the shitty job that you have and how much you need money. You know, I guess the people can then just use their PTO if they have it, but it's all, that's just like
That's
shitty
the thing.
and sad.
Is the fact that the other compounding the other factors where it's like even if you whether you have that you can take more time off, it's like sure, take 2 weeks off. And you can have your job, you could walk back into your job whenever you see fit. It's like, but I mean, you're not getting paid for it, you know. You can take as much time as you need. It's like, yeah, you're still living under capitalism. What, you just don't get paid?
Gotta pay that mortgage.
It's like, yeah, well, your husband died and now you're wrestling with near homelessness.
Well, that's what insurance is for.
Yeah. yeah. Life insurance. There you go. That's a totally different form of insurance. Yeah.
A really quick payout.
That's different. Yeah. Yeah, now you gotta prove to them that you didn't kill him and that he didn't.
You gotta bring
then it's another capitalism thing. You have to prove that he didn't kill himself. Ugh.
Or the
gross.
Yeah. Or all of that money that you paid into life insurance can never be collected. So
Yeah, you have to prove it isn't one of those classic things like you see in the movies where he found out that he was sick and so he hired some people to kill him and make it look like it was some sort of botched robbery and they could collect on the money. You know, I mean, it was like in
You've been
Fletch.
thinking about this?
No.
Or?
It was the movie Fletch, you know, with Chevy Chase.
Fletch. Oh.
Ever heard of it?
Sorta, yeah.
It was just referenced in that episode of Scrubs I saw the other day.
Nice.
But
nice.
Yeah, I mean, generally, yeah, with I mean, grief at all. I wonder how much of that whole, I mean, puritanical look at it, you know, where it's like you just go back to work or you work through it. I mean, if you cry, you know, if you cry at all, I mean,
you're a fucking bitch. You're a loser.
You know, it's like,
well, as your religious correspondent.
Oh yeah.
How the Protestant work ethic.
Relco.
Yes.
I
mean,
mean,
we need to celebrate that they've gone to be with the Lord, right?
So it's actually not.
So
that
you shouldn't
sad.
be sad because they're happy now. They're in a better place now.
And it doesn't matter.
So you should be able to go back to work because they're fine. Like they're fine. They're living. They're literally in heaven.
Yeah. And if you feel any other way about it, you're being selfish.
Exactly. How dare you keep them from Jesus? So
yeah,
and in your
love
life
for them, it's really bringing them down.
Yeah, you're being a downer,
don't be
dude.
sad.
I think Jesus said that. You're being a real bummer, man. You're bumming me out. So saith the Lord. But, yeah, I mean, our grandmother just died, just passed away, last week. And
I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, and I don't know. She was really old. It was kind of tough for me, but because I was somewhat close to her. But it was funny, like. I don't know, just even as a total atheist and whatever, but just in passing telling someone like, well, you know, I mean, it is what it was difficult for her in the last year or so she's in a better place. And then just actually thinking about that at the end as I was walking away, and that making me feel better, thinking about that. I was like, yeah, that was kind of a nice feeling to think, you know, afterlife, no afterlife, anything. I was like, whatever it is, it's better than being in a dementia care facility. You know, I was like, no matter what. So it is reassuring, I guess.
Comforting.
Yeah, comforting. Yeah. So there is something to that, but it is funny that I even had that thought. So she died, and because I got the phone call about it, and she had passed away the day before, and I got the call, and she said, well, I didn't want to bother you in case you were at work. And it was like, yeah, and even like hearing about it, I was like, yeah, I'm glad that I wasn't at work, you know, because it's like, it's upsetting, you know, you're working or something like that. And it just goes to show that, like, that exact thing. It's like, yeah, because so much of your life you're just at work, and that's so separate from living life,
Your
dealing
life.
dealing with death, you know, family members, stuff like that. Oh, I mean, Amanda and I just started watching Severance. You know, it's really something else. Recommend it. It's a pretty good show.
Yeah.
If you could just separate your work and personal life, you know, would you do it? But
Yeah. I was at the gym when I got the news, and I was like on the treadmill with Umberto, and it was a voice message from Doug, and I was like, just kind of slid off the back of it, and Umberto's like, "What's wrong?"
yeah.
I was like, and I just started to cry, and we left. Obviously, because I'm just like all like, I
Yeah.
gotta go. Like it was like, I'm
not going to hit my PRs.
strange. It feels strange. Like I don't want to just be here crying at the gym either. I mean, you know, I'm not like, okay. It
I've
would
cried
be
at the
weird if I was
gym.
just there on the treadmill, just
I was
like
watching a sad movie.
But
yeah, while I was on the bike.
But I was just thinking about how that would happen. I don't know. In just one of my books, it's making me think that, like, if you're in a very small community, if something like that, if you were to get the news and you were like at your store, you know, in a very small community, and someone walked in and you would say, "My grandma just passed," and they'd say, "Oh no, like I know her," you know, and like you'd be able to like share in some of that grief, like in a small, you know, that's like pretty small, or whatever, however many people it would be before you didn't know who everyone was, but and how, you know, it's just not possible anymore. We don't live in tiny little 30 people villages or whatever, or 100 people or whatever, too much, and just how that would be another comfort around someone, be able to, like, no matter where you are, you'd be able to have someone kind of understand, and like you wouldn't have to like fit the place as much. You could just have your feelings, and people would be like, your community around you would be like, "Oh, we'll go home and take care." Everyone would just have like an understanding. But, you know, if you find out your grandma dies and you're working at McDonald's and you got to go to your shift, no one gives a shit as to why you're in like a bad mood or anything. Or, I mean, you could tell people, but, you know, it's just like...
well, that's the thing. I feel like,
you know,
even outside I mean, you would agree. I mean, people are just really... people that they don't know are really like nice and caring and understanding, it seems like, for the most part. You know, there's all these lead poisoned boomers every once in a while that really don't care. But
not that they wouldn't
really
give a shit, but just that you don't know them.
Otherwise, that's what I'm saying. It is kind of cool that like people that don't know each other really do care about each other sometimes. But there's this wall between people that is like the
smartphones.
That is market capitalism, that it's like preventing. It's like, but there's a transaction that's supposed to be happening, that it's like, well, it's too bad. It's like, but I need my sandwich, or I need my rental car or something. It's like, so it's like, I feel for this person in this moment, whatever happened, or they just got this call and the father died, or their house just burned down, or whatever. And it's like, and two people can totally connect because human beings are empathetic creatures and stuff like that, and they don't even know each other, and they can connect like that. But still, it's like, well, then no matter how empathetic this person could be, it's awkward, because it's like, so can I get my rental car? I mean, that's what I came here for. You know, it's like this. Now it's weird, and now
you're here
I'm behind on my schedule.
So...
Yeah, and you're like, so do I go to someone else? And now it's weird. Like, do you go? Like, I hope everything works out for you, kind of thing. And it's like, because what brought us together in this moment is also what makes this so awkward as well. Like,
yeah, and it's not really like giving me the opportunity to take my mind off of it, you know? What I'm thinking, like, if it was someone you knew, then it's like, now let me just help you with this thing that you came in here for, because I feel connected, and it feels nice to talk
where
to someone
there's nothing else to do except
and not that other people don't, and even people trying to be nice. It's like they don't give a shit about you in the same way that your friends and family do, obviously, people who know you and love you. So it's like if you were having that kind of experience and it was like one of your friends that came in to need to rent a car, you'd be able to just rent it afterwards without the awkwardness of it. Would just be like, all right,
it's a second thought.
Yeah, I mean, now I'm like, I got through that little thing, and now I can take my mind off it a little bit because you're here, and you're like making me be able to like relax or whatever, or just like that needed connection to.
But that's only serendipitous. That it happens to be a friend.
Unless you live in a tiny little village. That's what I was saying. But so we're going long, and that's my transition into this final New York Post thing that I just came across. That's weird but true.
Okay.
Man with, quote, world's largest willy slips, breaks arm in shower because giant penis got in the way. Quote, it was a very embarrassing accident. And I just want to read you very quickly how it happened.
How? Thank you.
One of the issues with being so large, actually, okay, he's British. One of the issues with being so large,
it says
especially
Willy.
in hot water showers,
I was like, what is this?
It's not exactly easy. It's not exactly easy to see my feet, the London resident recalled.
Jesus
As I was rushing to
Christ.
get ready for work, I didn't see the excess shower gel in the tub because my penis was the only thing in my eye line. I slipped on it, causing me to fall out of the tub completely headfirst and crack my shoulder on the hard floor. And he broke his shoulder in 2 places. But who knows if it was... And he does have... There's a picture of him, and he's like just wearing pants and standing there, and he has a 14 and a half inch
at the
penis.
airport kind
like
of
there is a plaster cast of his massive phallus at the phallological museum in Iceland, and there's a picture of it, and it's blurred out. The plaster cast of it is blurred out on that. It's in Iceland.
Phallological museum. Hey.
So I just wanted you guys to help prevent future falls, Barr has resolved to shower less quickly. He also bought a bath mat, so he's less likely to lose his footing, even with his penis obstructing his view.
Wow.
I just think he needs to get bigger feet.
And he bought a bath mat. You didn't have a bath mat? What
Blessing
the
and
hell?
a curse,
What
I
a
guess.
loser. What a bum.
A bath mat inside the shower. I'm
Men.
But,
you just can't. They can't be trained. Doesn't have a bath mat.
But I want to say that the writing of this is so funny too. So this is the first couple sentences. Being well endowed isn't all it's cracked up to be. We've heard of people whose mammoth members have injured their partners. However, a UK man with the world's largest Johnson reportedly hurt himself after slipping and breaking his arm in the shower because his Titanic tallywhacker got in his way.
Hey, well, shout out to friend of the family, old family friend Bob Sheffels. If anyone goes out and can find an old copy of Seattle Graffiti, go and buy it from a local bookstore, because there's a page of all the different words for the male member on there. I always remember that. And there's like 70 different or like 100 different different ones, Johnson, Tallywhacker, Willie, all those different ones, including ones that you'll certainly have never heard of before or something, all collected from different graffiti marks from across the city.
That.
So
I just want to leave you.
Delightful.
Most of these comments are so just like, Gen X and Boomer humor is just like, God, you guys are not funny in comments anyways. But this one, it just kind of made me giggle because it's like, I once showed a woman I was dating my member. I said, "What do you think about this?" To which she replied, "It looks like a penis, only smaller." And I thought that was cute.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, it really looks like one.
Yeah.
It reminds me of one.
Yeah, I think that was just like, that's about as funny as it gets over here. I'll tell you that much,
Okay.
That was good.
Well, I won't then I won't leave you with what I thought was funny.
Good.
Okay. All right. Well,
Get out of here.
You get out of here! Get out of here!
Tim, don't. This is a legend.
Get him out of here! Get him out of here!
I got my.
You get him out of here now! Get him out!
okay.
You ruined the show. You ruined the whole show. You gonna take that knife out? Get him out. Get him out.
Okay.
Still going.
Love you guys.
All right. Yeah.
Shout out to everyone.
Bitches leave.
Yeah.
Mental illness is when you're right wing.
And where the okay.
Bitches leave.
Shout out to RM Brown.
Our Lord and Savior.
Shout out to everyone. Okay. All right,
Love you. Bye.
Love you, Mary.